Oh man. Oh man. Guess who's guess let me turn that off. Turn that off. Alright, family, we are up live on Spreaker. I want to thank all of you for tuning in. Those that do tune in, I appreciate you very much. What I'm doing now is that I prematurely set up my Facebook posts and stuff like that. So what I want to do is make sure that I have it labeled correctly. So with the new process, there's certain steps that I have to take to make sure that I'm able to give y'all what's going on. So let me go and change the title, because the last quick stream that I just did was Daily Toast. So what I want to do is make sure y'all know it's Tribal Quotes. And that we are on day 45. So we could keep proper track of what we're doing. So when it goes out, there's no problems, there's no issues. So we are about to start, and I apologize for starting too early on Spreaker, but y'all know how it is. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know that, like I say, man, I have to make sure that everything is right. I want to make sure everything is right so I can make sure I give people the value that we strive to bring you through these podcasts. That's right. That's right, baby. That's right. We strive to break those old paradigms. So it don't look like my camera on. My camera is working. So let me try it again. Is it working now? Okay, there we go. It seems like it's working now. All right, we streaming now. So I was just streaming all that time. Foolishness. Some foolishness. Now I want to make sure the proper title went out. Cool. Tribal Quotes went out. So we are up. We are live. We have better lighting, as y'all can see. Gina, I asked you to bring me my pick, my dear. Can I get a pick? Yeah, I mean, you slipping.
The only reason why he sounds like that.
Shut up. Go on, girl. Go on upstairs. Go to bed or something. Good grief. Where's my pick? Come on, lady. Come on, pick.
Mr. Diddy.
Together. We're going to be able to have a conversation tonight. Thank you. We at 54% on the phone, so we're gonna rock it. We're gonna rock it for as long as we can. lines are open. I'm opening up multiple windows so I can make sure I grab the chat. Want to make sure. What's going on with the sound and shit? How is digital degrading? That don't make no goddamn sense. Maybe I need a more powerful machine. We live. Check 1 2. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Microphone check 1 2. Political Woodstock. What tribe? What do people call in for? What tribe? Reventing bad reverb. Oh, I don't know, baby. I hope it ain't that bad for you. All right. So, welcome to all those that join us usually on Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Why do it sound like my bird whispering? This is a Heart of December production. Of course, you know right now we are on Tribal Quotes. We strive to blow up your old paradigms. Reverb not bad, baby. That's just the way it is right now. So hopefully the sound is coming through nice and clear for you. This is Brother Hatim. Shouts out to Political Woodstock. I see you joining us on our Spreaker channel, and I'm very appreciative of it. Here today we will be going through the Proverbs that's coming from Gye-Nyame Journey Workbook, Tribal Quotes, compiled by myself, Brother Hatim. We are on day 45. Those of you that tuned in this morning, you had time to think about the Proverbs that I got posted up here. You call in at 614-556-4535 to join the conversation. And what we're going to be talking about, of course, is the Proverbs. And, of course, the Proverbs are going to lead us right back into what we're dealing with right now in today's society. All right, family. Now, but a question came to me today. Very strange question. And the question was, where is oppression taught? How do a people learn to deal? Oh, the reason the music was reverbing.
This call is being recorded.
The reason the music was reverbing was because I'm not streaming it directly through the Spreaker app. Oh God, who is this on the phone? I mean, you sound like you're fumbling the phone and stuff like that. Who? I know who it is already. And we want to give a shout out to our co-host, Lady J. She, as usual, doing the community work. She out doing the community work. So she comes in when she can get in. So we're going to start talking about these Proverbs, but I was hit with a very interesting question. Where is oppression taught? Where do people learn to accept oppression in these modern times? I'm like, damn, that's a good question. I mean, there's a lot of answers that I could give to that, but, I'm just going to throw that out there on the floor. Anybody want to deal with it? But I'm about to go and get into these Proverbs. But first, Lady J, I want to welcome you and give you a second to go and do your thing before I get into these Proverbs. But remember, I still got to get into the Proverbs, baby. So go ahead, Lady J.
I'm good today. Awesome. Thank you for the moment. I'm in great spirit. I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic, driven, focused, and I'm just here for the Proverbs.
You ready to hit it. Is that what you're saying? You ready to hit it. Family.
I
want to welcome everybody once again. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. And of course, right now, we're about to hit these proverbs, so I need to check the chat to see if anybody's in here. And I also have to go to my other chat window because for some reason my chats are not showing up on what I'm doing right now, and I don't understand it. And I think somebody else is posting up on Gye-Nyame Journey because we got a Sankofa old post up here from February 19 that's up above my post, and I don't understand how that shit happened. I'm still learning the internet, so those of you that have skills with the internet and you want to help us on Gye-Nyame Journey, because like I said, we building tribe, family. You're not playing. Can't play, can't afford to play no more because nobody's playing with us, right? Nobody is playing with us. And you know one of the most important principles for a tribe, Lady J? All the principles are important, by the way, but one of the most important for establishing a tribe, you know what that is, Lady J?
I don't want to say the wrong answer, so what's the answer?
Oh, God. That's why I asked for a guess. Anybody out there in the land want to guess? Go on, take a guess. We can go and sit on that. Lady J, you'll remind me because I think you might want.
You said the most important principle?
Right. And let me narrow it down. It's in Nguza Saba. One of the most important principles for establishing a tribe, for building a tribe, for nation building, to jump the whole shit off, is one of the principles that stand above all. At least for me. Let me say that, for me. So, I'm talking about for me, Lady J, because I know you're going to have, because when I say mine, you're going to disagree, and we're going to have a nice little conversation.
Yeah, I'm going to go with, for establishing a tribe.
For the beginning of this nation building shit, what's one of the first principles? Now, I'm going to tell you one of the first principles I think we need to work with. So better yet, let me phrase the question. What is one of the, out of the Nguza Saba, just now, confining it to that area, which one of these principles do you believe is the most important as far as the nation building process in the beginning stages, and why?
I'm going to go with one of the first lessons that taught me, that got me hooked and focused, and that is faith. You share with me that a lot of times we're working backwards, and that in order to work towards unity, we first have to have faith in ourselves, and faith in our abilities, and faith in our gifts, in ourselves, in our power. And so I'm going to go with faith.
That is dope. And you gave the reason and all that. Now, what inspired me was this one. This is my favorite one. Even though I ain't supposed to have favorites. But out of all of them, it's Kujichagulia.
Ashe.
Because for Kujichagulia, one of the major pieces that it throws out is the definition. Defining yourself for yourself. And when I heard that, that empowered me in a way that a lot of reading did not do. You know what I'm saying? Because really, even with faith, because like the way we set it up, that players pyramid, we started with faith. But even with faith, if the definition is not there, you could still get lost. And I honestly believe that a lot of times we got to be courageous enough to define ourselves regardless of what the world says about us, as individual and as well as a group. So when you start talking about tribe, you have to be able to define yourself. And I ain't talking about getting all deep down into it, the whole philosophical shit. I'm talking about just being able to define yourself by nomenclature and shit, just by the name type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't take the time to even analyze what they stand for. You know what I'm saying? So then we start running into people who are throwing stuff up that kind of clashes with where definitions of self start clashing. You know what I'm saying? Because really, when you look at some of the beliefs that some of the people, the whole they call my crew the whole tappers. You know what I'm saying? Or the Hebrew Israelites, or the Moors, or just a lot of the definitions that we have for who we are clash. And even in the clashing, we try to find a way to soften it up. But we need to really, really look at self-definition for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I said, that's why, like I said, you need to be meeting with your tribe. You need to be sitting down and vibing with your tribe. You need to be communicating with your tribe and start building it up and start building and getting people firm in the definition of who you are. And then, also on top of that, you got to work on the definition for who you are and be proud of what you come from. You know what I'm saying? Be proud of the struggle. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, and in some senses, redefine the struggle. But I ain't gonna carry on with that because you know, as Lady J know, I could go all day on this shit. But hey, what we gonna do is we are going to hit day 45. Lady J, you ready to hear these proverbs? I think I chased her away. All right. So this morning I told y'all the answer to my first question. I'm gonna try to stick and remember that, but I'm going to the chat to see if anybody else popped up. Nope. Let's go to Restreamio. Make sure everybody's on board. That's on board, and we're gonna get our conversation started. Once again, for those that don't know, let me post up. Call in line. Call in. (614-556-4535). Boom. There we go. Posted it up on our Spreaker. And shouts out to all those that may be listening on Spreaker. Let's get it popping. You ready, Lady J? Once again, I'm just double checking before I get up and jump into this hard. You ready?
Yes.
Proverb number 1. I have been through I have been through some terrible things in my life, some of which actually happened. Mark Twain. This one is key for us in our community right now, at least in Columbus. I'm quite sure if it's popping off in Columbus, it's going to pop off everywhere. Once again, I've been through some terrible things in my life, some of which actually happened. That's a quote by Mark Twain. Proverb number 2 for today. Be like water making its way through cracks. Do not be assertive, but adjust to the object, and you shall find a way round or through it. If nothing within you stays rigid, outward things will disclose themselves. And Bruce Lee. And right now, because this week, family, I told y'all to tell your cousins, tell your friends, because this week is fire, right? We're going to go in, because I'm telling you right now, Lady J is here right now. I'm waiting for some other people to pop up. This is about to be some fire discussion. These proverbs are designed for nation building tonight. It's like this is going to cover what's going on in your personal life. This is going to cover what's going on in our national life. This was going to cover what's going on in our tribal life. And we're going to be able to knock a lot of bullshit up out the way right now. Here we go. Last one. The weak warrior wearing sandals overcome the brave with a thorn in his foot. That's from Uganda. Let me read that one again, because I don't think y'all heard that. I don't think y'all heard none of these, but I'm going to read it again. The weak warrior wearing sandals overcomes the brave with a thorn in his foot. Lady J, you co-hosting today. Which one you want to start with, my dear?
I want to start with the first one.
Cool. Now, let me announce this. Family, we got the Daily Toaster t-shirts available. We got the books available. Go to the site, Gye-Nyame.com. Those that's interested in t-shirts, inbox me or just text it up there, and I'll give you the information on how to get in line with the t-shirts. Also, last but not least, if I don't respond to you immediately. I apologize. I am still learning how to use this streaming technology. And what I'm finding is that there are a lot of comments after I go off. And I apologize if I'm not able to get to you. Somebody left me a beautiful message this morning, but it was somebody that was piloting Gye-Nyame Journey, and I was not able to get to it, and I apologize for that. I don't want y'all to think that I'm ignoring you. I'm still trying to master this technology. All right, so if me or Lady J or somebody that's out there piloting Gye-Nyame Journey can't get at you, I apologize, but I don't want y'all. It's a mistake of the mind and not of the heart. So Lady J says she want to start with proverb number 1. Am I correct?
Correct.
All right. It says, I have been through some terrible things in my life, some of which actually happened. Mark Twain. You want to take that one first, Lady J?
I can. It's very short and brief what I have to say. What is sometimes we don't personally experience the things that affect us. A lot of times our ability to have empathy, sympathy, to be selfless allows us to experience those things that are happening to others as if they were happening.
Okay. Wow. Go ahead, Lady J. I mean, wait, hold on. Am I interrupting you, or that was it?
That was it.
Damn. Girl, you been practicing? You know what I mean? You done got concise. What's going on? I mean, I got the pick with you. I don't know what the hell going on. What's going on? I need to know. Something happened. Because that was short. We gonna rest on that?
Yes.
All right. Cool. First proverb. Let me read it again. I have been through some terrible things in my life, some of which actually happened. Now, family, in this proverb, what I'm hearing a man reflecting on his life. And in his life, some terrible things have happened. He remembers some terrible things. And what this brings up for me is some of the contradictions in our memories of things and things that actually have happened. Now, one of the things I'm running into with nation building is that a lot of people are harboring shit that stops us from doing work from the past that happened. But because they experienced it, other people are not really aware of what they're feeling. I think this proverb is a call out for us to kind of express what we're going through, express some of our thoughts, a call or a warning, because a lot of people build up struggles that may have never truly existed. A lot of people fall out about shit because they seen the same thing, but each of them registered a different memory. And it's hard for us to really do some building unless we sit down and compare notes. And be like, oh, damn, I don't remember it like that. But you know what? You might be right. Or, dude, you don't think you're going a little bit hard on this shit? You don't think that this shit is a little bit not as important as you're making it? Not belittling, but taking time to deconstruct some of the memories that we have, because some of us are known to be over dramatic. Some of us are under dramatic, right? Some of us are emotionally dead. So it don't faze me at all. But it might have meant the world to you. So a lot of times, because like I said, in my experiences, I run into shit, and I do also remember that I have fucked up some great shit because of some personal shit that when I really sat down and talked with the people, I'm like, damn, you know what? It really wasn't that deep. It really wasn't that deep. And I'm man enough to admit that. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm on here right now. I'm still working through being able to communicate to the other people, because sometimes, you know what I'm saying, we build up our self-image on these struggles that we go through. These struggles become badges of honor, and we remember them in a way that is a lot worse than it really was. I mean, Mark Twain, and one of the things that I appreciate about Mark Twain, because Mark Twain, for a lot of people a lot of people don't understand, Mark Twain was not only a writer, but Mark Twain, in a lot of ways, was a comedian. So he was able to look at society in a way that a lot of people were not able. Well, he was able to communicate what he saw in society in ways that a lot of people were not able to do it because of their confinements and because of their commitments and because of the workload they was carrying. Mark Twain was able to at least have enough supporters around him where he was able to express himself. And he was able to think about shit. Because we got to remember, family, part of the process that we're going through as black folks, as descendants of those that was enslaved, or those descendants of the process of slavery, and those people that are struggling with poverty, you know what I'm saying? You don't have time to think about shit. So you internalize one problem and you move to another problem. Why? Because your circumstances, in life causes other problems to come. So you pack one problem away and you start dealing with another problem. And sometimes the mess that was in the future problem spills back into the past problems. And sometimes I think we might build up some shit that really didn't happen. I'm sorry, Lady J. You got to stop me, girl. You got anything else you want to add to that one? Anybody else? I'm on the chats. I don't know if anything popping off. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's a football game or some shit on tonight, Lady J. Because it's just like me and you here right now. It's just me and you.
It's gonna be sing again.
Huh?
I said it's gonna be you by yourself if you sing again.
Girl, you know you like my singing. Stop it. Girl, I done cut albums. I don't know what you talking about. I got fans all over the world shouting about me. Sing it, Brother Hatim. It's just me and you. Go ahead. Go and give me a song, Lady J. I'll sing it for you. Go on. I could stall you till Shaka come and he could sing a little bit too. But anyway, you got anything you want to add to that proverb, or you want us to move on?
We can move on.
Damn. I might have to.
I like that proverb though.
You ain't like that one?
I do.
Do you see it? It speaks, like, for example, even some of the shit between that me and you discuss, because you, in a sense, this is one of the proverbs that you need to pull up when I'm going through my personal shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you a little secret that you might be able to jog my memory when I'm thinking about some past shit. When we having our discussion, you be like, Brother Hatim, I need your help. I need your assistance. You need to be here on this date at this time. And I'll be like, man, I ain't, boom, boom, boom. And then you can say, I've been through some terrible things in my life. You know what? Some of them actually happened. Hatim, did that shit actually happen in the way that you remember it? Was it really that deep? You know what I'm saying? Because really, we need to throw this proverb on some of the people around us, especially those that's hindering progress because they on some bullshit. All right, so let's move to the next one. Which one you want to move to? You want to just be in order, or what? How you want to do it?
Yeah, that's cool.
Lady J? This ain't Lady J. Who is this? Somebody help me. I think Lady J been cloned. God damn it. What's going on? Did y'all have school today?
Yes.
Did you have practice today?
Yes.
What was the cabin number when you went to Simpson this year for you?
What was the what?
The cabin number. What cabin? What cabin did you stay in when you was at Simpson this year?
Question. I stayed in who was I? Hold on.
You better hurry up, because I'm about to click you off, because this is not Lady J. Ain't no argument.
It is Lady J.
This is not Lady J.
I can't think of what my cabin was, because it's so relevant. Shoot. But if you know me, you know that I have a poor memory. My memory is about as bad as your memory, so...
Wait, time out. Not the woman that start quoting old poems and shit when she get mad. Hell with that. Oh, man. We've been infiltrated, y'all. This is not Lady J. What's your son's middle name?
Which one?
That was a trick question. Okay, cool. This Lady J. All right. Be like water making its way through cracks. Do not be assertive, but adjust to the object, and you shall find a way round or through it. If nothing within you stays rigid, outward things will disclose themselves. Pretty good one.
Can you read that again?
This is by Bruce Lee, by the way, family. Be like water making its way through cracks. Do not be assertive, but adjust to the object, and you shall find a way round or through it. If nothing within you stays rigid, outward things will disclose themselves. Now, if it's too complicated for you, girl, let me know. I got you. I got your back. You want me to start off on that one? You want to start off? Because you know I'm a Bruce Lee dude, man. Hello?
Yeah, you started off.
All right, so first off, family, we got to remember that Bruce Lee was... I ain't going to say he was a Taoist, but the philosophy is very Taoist, right? And it's talking about water. And water is the most malleable of elements. It could shape and form itself to fit into any vessel. It could move around any obstacle. And water is seen as not only a very malleable element, a very adaptable element, a very shape-shifting element, but it's also seen as something that can wreak. When it builds up enough force, it can reap a lot of damage. So when Bruce Lee is talking about being like water, he's talking about taking on all the qualities. So in this quote from Bruce Lee, he said, be like water, making its way through a crack. So what is a crack? So if we're talking about combat, or we're talking about a competitive sport, or we're talking about politics, he says, getting into the crack, squeezing into something, which is the political situation that black folks are in. You know what I'm saying? Squeezing into a situation, which our ancestors did, right? Do not be assertive. And it's like being not aggressive on the surface, but allowing the pressure to build up. But adjust to the object. You know what I'm saying? Which we are very good at, right? Getting in, moving into the cracks, because it's just like looking at how a water gets into, like, for example, the reason they have to come out and re-pour a lot of these sidewalks is because of the damage that's caused by what goes on with water. It rains, the water gets in the crack. It snows, and the snow melts. The water gets into the crack. What happens when the temperature drops? Water changes its state. and the force that the water exerts changes as well. And it causes the crack to expand. So it goes from a small crack to a bigger crack to eventually the whole sidewalk or the road is damaged from the activities of water. It says, adjust the object and you shall find a way round it or through it. If nothing within you stays rigid. So this is stressing remaining flexible, even in an expansion, trying to remain flexible so that you can adjust to your situation. You know what I'm saying? Basically, being resilient. You know what I'm saying? And as a people, I mean, we got to really think about it. When you really look at the path that our people have taken here in America, family, this is it. This is it. We at the expanding phase now. We done gotten to the cracks. Now it's time, and it's getting cold, because really when you think about it, the political climate towards us is getting cold. We've been ignored. You know what I'm saying? The light is not being shined on us. It's getting cold, so now it's time for us to get together and expand, causing cracks, finding ways around it or through it. If nothing within you stays rigid, outward things will disclose themselves. Right? Now, one interesting thing about Bruce Lee, because this proverb probably is connected to the last Bruce Lee proverb we did, where Bruce Lee was quoted, where he used the quote, he used the same quote he put in his books, as well as used the quote in Enter the Dragon. You know what I'm saying? When my opponent expands, I contracts. And when he contracts, I expands. And when it's time to hit, it hits all by itself. But this requires training. And this is where, Lady J, this is where we come into it. Because we got to start preparing our young people. Because right now we in a crack, and it's time for us to expand. And it's not for us to be like, boom, it's time for us to hit. When it's time to hit, we got to make sure that not only us, but everybody else that's in our circle, that's in our family, knows that when it's time to hit, we don't have to hit. It's going to hit all by itself. We have to prepare people for that moment. Because when you look at Bruce Lee's martial arts style, it was about getting yourself to a point where you could react without even thinking. It has to be faster than thought. Because as soon as you think punch, it's too late. And I've been in those situations where you be like, damn, I need to block. And by the time the thought went through, I already got hit. But if you train for it, when it comes, you just naturally react. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Now you naturally react with it. If you've been training, now the response is also natural as well. Unthought of, unrehearsed. It's coming. You know it's coming. And you learn to trust your body. You know what I'm saying? Like many of us trust in our people. But like I said, there has to be training in order to get something to respond like that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go too long, Lady Jane. What you think about this one? Do I need to read it for you again?
Yeah, one more time.
Be like water, making its way through cracks. Do not be assertive, but adjust to the object, and you shall find a way round or through it. If nothing within you stays rigid, outward things will disclose themselves.
All right. So when I heard this, what I initially thought of is the fact that water has many qualities or many properties, right?
Mm-hmm.
That makes it unique. And so you hit on it just about how, water can get through something and it'll get cold and it'll freeze. You can heat it. It'll evaporate. Water keeps us cool. It has so many properties that if we are like water, we can just about adjust to anything. But if we are not like water and we are rigid, we will not be able to, flow through certain situations. Mm-hmm. But it just makes me think of the many qualities of water. And if the way water is, no matter what the situation, it gets too hot, it can adjust. Gets too cold, it can adjust. Right? Mm-hmm. It has many beneficial. You know what I mean? It's a requirement. It's necessary, essential. And so, yeah, that's pretty much what that made me think about.
All right, Lady J, I'm hearing you. I'm still kind of in doubt of whether this is Lady J or not. Because you concise as shit. I'm like, I'm not used to this shit. I don't know what's going on. Is the world ending, y'all? Somebody out there let me know. Am I in an alternate reality? All right, we got 2 people viewing us. Let's see what's going on. Is there any comments popping up? No comments popping up. All right, cool. Let's keep it moving then. All right. So, you want to move on to the next one, or you want some more on this one?
Move on to the next one.
Last proverb of the night, and we're going to call it a show. We murdered another one tonight, y'all. Here we go. And this one right here, hold on. I need to adjust myself. Because this one right here, this one is from Uganda. And this one say, the weak warrior wearing sandals overcomes the brave with a thorn in his foot. I think the ancestors like that one. The weak warrior wearing sandals overcome the brave with a thorn in his foot. Come on now. You got to go first on that one.
Do what? He will what?
The weak warrior with sandals. The weak warrior wearing sandals overcomes the brave with a thorn in his foot. I'm waiting, girl. Come on now.
Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to go first.
You ain't got to. You could pass it, but I'm just giving you an opportunity.
I'm so sorry. Can you tell me about this soldier one more time? So I got the weak soldier with sandals.
Not just with sandals, a weak warrior wearing sandals overcomes the brave with a thorn in his foot.
Okay. I don't know why this makes me think of Sparta. I don't know why it makes me think of Sparta. Yeah, it makes me think of the movie 3000.
300, baby.
When I was,
you add a whole bunch to the motherfucker.
Now you know it's me, right? Because I can murder some things. 300. Okay, so it was 300 of them, not 3,000. All right. But when I'm hearing it, it makes me think of 300 in the sense that I always remember, even when I show the video to my students when we're learning about Greece and Rome.
You show 300 when y'all learn about Greece and Rome?
300 when we're learning about Greece, yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay, go ahead.
Little snippets, yes. And my kids never forget it because I always yell out, I am Sparta, of course. There are many lessons in that. I was just speaking to a 7th grade social studies teacher whose students cannot get engaged. And though I enjoy teaching 8th grade standards more, I really enjoyed 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, but I for the simple fact that there's a lesson there that can be learned. But that's not real. But one thing my students always comment on is the fact that those men were in sandals. Those men didn't have on, they had these shields, but they didn't have on shirts, right? Mm-hmm. So outnumbered many a time, right? Mm-hmm. And so it was about their heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry?
Go ahead. I'm going to let you finish, but go ahead. I don't know, because this one is not about heart.
So I'm thinking that, I don't know, it's something about perseverance. You know what I'm saying? And what you're going to focus on. A lot of times my cheerleaders, they'll tell me they're hurting, and I'll tell them, this isn't football. If you want to complain, go play football. That's fine. And it's a joke. But we not gonna let small things.
That's hot. That's hot.
We're not.
That's hot because you're placing what y'all doing on a level above football. You want to cry?
Correct.
Go play football. Go ahead, girl.
Correct.
That's dope. That's
yeah. Yeah, if you want to cry, go play football. This is not football, right? So there's no room for crying. So when you come and you tell me that your stomach is hurting, my answer is persevere. When you tell me your leg is hurting, my answer is persevere. Anything that you tell me, it is that this is temporary. If I were to focus on that little thing, I would lose out on something major. A thorn is something little. I know that it could cause quite some discomfort.
Yes, it can.
But it is still something little. And if I were to focus on that, me being the opposite of the underdog, I guess. What is that? The victor. Either way, if I were to focus on those little things, those would be the cause of my destruction. So I dare not focus on those small things. And I feel like that soldier that's focusing on that thorn, that's going to be the cause for his destruction, not keeping his eye on the prize. It's the small thing.
I can dig that. That's pretty good, Lady J. I'm thinking along the lines of an ill-equipped warrior, ill-equipped warrior will be decimated by a less skilled warrior that is properly prepared. Because they're talking about, because I hear you, a thorn, a small thing as it could be, can take a lot of focus away from what you're really doing. I mean, because like if you look at war, one of the things that they get us to, when you're doing war, one of the things they get you to really start learning about is the little small injuries that will take your ass out of a battle real quick. One of the things that they used to prepare us for was like trench foot. You know what I'm saying? Well, a lot of people wouldn't trench foot, blah, blah, blah. But, if a warrior get a thorn in his foot and he finds somebody that don't have to worry about that type of shit, he gonna get his ass whooped. Because as little as that pain is, and as much as brave as he is, that takes his attention, in a sense, off of being able to do what he was designed to do, or what he was put on the battlefield to do. We was just joined by somebody else. Brother Quasi Lowe is on the line. What's going on, my brother?
Peace. Man, everything's happening so fast, man. I always get the notification so late, man, towards the end of the show.
Oh, well, I mean, that's good. Because, that means I got people working against me. And I love that. I love the competition. I'm not an ill-equipped warrior and shit. I got on some goddamn sandals. So I send out several different types of messages. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Are you on the black signal? Do you got the black signal?
Yeah, I'm getting it. I just didn't check my phone. I just was taking care of some other stuff. It ain't the technology. It's just literally, it's just the things that I'm dealing with.
Right.
That's demanding my attention.
So you want me to read the proverb again? This the last one. All right. You ready? Because this one is a good one for you. The weak warrior wearing sandals overcomes the brave with a thorn in his foot.
That just reminded me of a prophecy I heard. It said, "He who practices with the he who plays with the sword will succumb to he who practices with the willow branch."
He who plays with the sword will fall to
will fall to the one that practices with the willow branch.
You know what that brings to mind? Bruce Lee says, "Do not fear the man who knows 10,000 kicks. Fear the man that practices one kick 10,000 times." You know what I'm saying? And the whole piece is, well, go ahead, break down what you mean, man.
I don't know. I don't want to say too much, really, from the warrior perspective, but it's a lot easier to. A lot of things are exciting, when you first get to know it, or when you first come to hear of it, and then when you start to learn what it takes to be great at it, it's basically the same thing that it takes to be great at any number of things. Everything. It takes 10,000 hours. You threw that number 10,000 out there. It's just like you're doing the same thing over and over and over. There's a lot more. It manifests power way more than doing a lot of different things one time. You know what I mean? And could that be the thorn? It's like it don't necessarily have to be a physical thorn. The thorn can be a lack of depth of concentration, because I was just telling this kid today, man, the universal currency is focus. Focus is the universal currency.
Okay. Focus is the universal currency. Y'all heard it first here. Currency, the universal currency is focus. Somebody else joined us on the line too. I want to welcome you to Gye-Nyame Journey. Thank you for calling in. But keep on going. Keep on going, bro. Was that it?
I don't know. I don't be able to. I challenge myself to have less to say, because the more I say, the more I get to talking reckless these days.
I understand.
I really want to.
I talk reckless for you. I talk reckless for you. Listen, I've been practicing a long time. Listen, family.
But
go ahead.
I actually want to kind of pivot a little bit, man. This wasn't about Indianola, man. It was something special about. Champion was dope too. Just that time when I got into the game with you, when you introduced me into that, it was something about them cats, man, them kids that I ain't really come across that type of nucleus since. Because they were still kids. They did knucklehead kid stuff, but they knew that they was in the presence of people that had something that they wanted, and they seemed to intuitively know that. Because we didn't necessarily always have the best. We didn't have any curriculum at all. Well, we did have curriculum. We had a story that we turned into a curriculum. But we would come every day and let the day unfold. So sometimes working with these kids, I'm hearing so much echo. It's kind of disorienting.
Hold on. I'll turn it down a little bit. Try it now. I just heard myself say
You
were saying that we would come with a curriculum, but that they was developed, and you probably working with some young people today where you can't get that same experience.
It's just like I definitely respect the fact. I hear my echo, man. It's disorienting.
All right. Are you listening? Are you listening to the show at the same time?
Nah, I'm just on the line.
Lady J, you got an echo too? I guess Lady J left us.
Speakerphone on. Well, I'm gonna just power through it, man. The young people now, it's like it's something in the atmosphere, man, to where they just rebel and they're concerned. I'm saying this out of concern, and I want somebody to check me if I'm wrong or help me understand through what's going on, because it just seems like the youngest generation, or the generation of like kids right now, is just rebelling against everything, and they don't even recognize when somebody is coming at them with something that they ain't really seen before. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Now
it's weird, man, because I mean, you know, I like to think of myself as a humble cat, man. I think I've been humbled by life, but I also, through that same process, I know that I've fallen into a lineage of people that offer something that's not being offered by everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's tapped into something that not everybody is tapped into. So, in a sense, man, I expect a certain reception. I expect when people hear something that they searching for, to realize that that's something that they are searching for. Does that make sense? Am I tripping?
Yeah. Brother Kwame asking who's on the line. Brother Lady J is on the line, and Brother Quasi is on the line. So Quasi, now let me explain something to you about Indianola. Indianola was a virgin experience for you, and it's always going to be special. Now, and and then also, we hit those young men right before, because I want you to think about this. We hit those young men right before social media became what it is today.
Oh, wow.
I want you to think about that shit. Not only did we hit them right before social media, we hit them in the oldest middle school in the United States of America. That was the most traditional. That building we was in was literally the first middle school, if not in the United States, at least in Ohio. So we hit in a vibe where the same shit had been going on for a long time, and we came in and we totally disrupted that shit. So they wasn't able to go home and hear what we got. People are able to pick up right now and hear I ain't gonna say exactly, because Gye-Nyame is unique, but they can hear similar things from similar niggas, and then turn around and find scandals on those same niggas. So even the stuff that we're bringing them, as original as we think it is, they can actually hear this. So everybody, like you said, you already said, what you say the currency of the universe was, bro? Focus. And focus comes with attention. The currency of today is attention. And you have to be able to hold people's attention. How do you hold kids' attention, Quasi?
How do I, or how is it being held?
How do you hold? I'm just asking, period. How do you hold the attention of children?
Damn, I guess from how I built my whole persona, it was more so just my persona. You know what I mean? Just knowing that people don't come through with the energy. Like, everybody got that docile kind of weak ass little cadence, how they talk, and they just all soft and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I also, that's part of my conversation sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, in general conversation, I could talk pretty nonchalant, but from being on stage, I learned how to hit that button and turn on and be something to behold. I learned how to be an attention grabber.
Right.
You know.
But you are swimming right now. Unlike me when I was your age. Right now, unlike me when I was your age, you swimming in a pool of attention grabbers. You hear me? Like local celebrities that these kids could plug into, or these kids have been inoculated against us. So the strategy.
But it's also it's a different experience to be able to go online and get that shit, but to have it unfold in front of you.
Oh yeah,
because I didn't necessarily have the internet when I first came around New Harvest and that whole part of my chapter unfolded. But I could watch a movie or turn on TV or watch HBO. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
It was different outlets to where I could get people turning on, hitting that switch. But until I came to New Harvest, I never seen.
I have a suggestion. Maybe you should turn the volume down on your phone.
Okay.
Does it work?
Yeah, I think that worked. Oh, I can still hear myself.
Man, listen to me. Don't listen to yourself. Listen to me.
Are you on speaker?
Am I on what now?
Are you on speaker?
Are you using your speaker? Or are you using your...
I'm on Bluetooth. I'm always on Bluetooth. I'm on Bluetooth every time I call in, and this is
okay,
it's never really like this. Yeah, it's better. I turned down the volume on my phone. I had turned down the Bluetooth volume.
Kwame said
it might have been that.
Kwame said it was the oldest school. It was the oldest school in the United States of America.
I remember that. I remember that fact. I didn't want to speak on it because I didn't want to be frivolous, but I remember seeing that. That yeah, I remember seeing that, man.
So and you able to turn it on, but like I said, man, it's like the pool of competition has expanded for us. So, and it's almost like, man, I hear this every day. You know what I'm saying? But still, like I said, if you're able to turn it on, and maybe you might not be turning on right. See, because right now it's a new code we got to enter to turn some of these young people on, dog. And it's like I'm trying to figure it out right now because it's like some of them feel they know so much that they. I mean, some of these kids so laid back they might as well be dead. They took cool to a whole nother level. I'm sitting up here like, goddamn. I got to walk out of some classes and be like, damn, is this me? I look in the mirror and be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, don't despair, family, because we are in the process of figuring this shit out. And there are groups of young people that are waiting for us because, like I said, Indianola is going to be a goal, is going to be a sweet spot for you, always. Matter of fact, that goes back to Mark Twain. I have been through some terrible things in my life, and some of which actually happened. Now, we could reverse this same proverb and be like, I've been through some pretty good things in my life, and some of them actually happened. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, a lot of times people get caught up in what was, and we remember it better than it was. We make it better. We expand the idea of what it was. And I ain't saying that's what happened in Indianola, but some of these young people, and then I want you to think about this. The ones that you really reached, or the ones that we really reached over in Indianola, we ain't get them all.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to think.
And I've been challenging myself to be aware of that too.
You say who?
You know.
Yeah, be aware of that.
It's been in my mind to stay aware of the fact that not all of them was part of the nucleus, you know, and there was a lot of silly nannies. You know, we had that whole thing, and Yeah, I mean, I did some goofy stuff myself, and then even moving on in my life, I dropped the ball. Like, that's one of the reasons why I disappeared from the scene for years, is because I made some bad life decisions. So by no means am I trying to glorify myself or tear down the kids that I'm speaking of now, or anybody. I'm not.
You understand, bro? You ain't got to explain
I
that
guess
shit.
more so what I'm doing is asking a question.
Right.
Of
there's no judgment here on that shit.
How do I do my job effectively?
Just do your job. Just do your job. Do your research and get out and do your thing, baby. That's all I can tell you, because you're not gonna reach them all. You gotta remember this. I was in this like 20 years before I met you, right? And I met you at New Harvest. How many people came through New Harvest when we was doing our shit, Quasi? I
ain't never seen nothing like that.
But what I'm saying, how many people came through? I mean, just
how many
estimate.
People came to the school?
No, came to New Harvest. How
many people was coming to New Harvest?
Yeah,
hundreds.
Out of the hundreds, I got you, Madonna. Who else? That really support and are people that I can actually depend on and be like, look, I need some help with some shit. And in some form or fashion, you actually come through. So out of all those hundreds that came through at New Harvest, I have to ask the question: how many did I get to really help with what we're talking about right now? So I'm saying that hopefully it don't depress you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know what you went through with New Harvest, brother.
Right. Hopefully it don't depress you. Right? But what I'm telling you is that it's like out of every 100 might get 2. But those 2 are quality. See, because I mean, in most cases, we're not going to reach the masses. But we have to still be out there casting our lines. We have to still be out there feeding and seeding the crops. Shouts out to Brother Allende. I hear you out there. You been listening in, bro? You got some comments?
I say. Yeah.
What's going on?
It's all up in the air, bro. How y'all doing, man?
It's a great night. I got 3 of my peoples up on this motherfucker tonight. You know what I'm saying? We got people listening on Spreaker. We got people. We streaming live for those so that y'all know. We streaming live on Gye-Nyame Journey on Facebook. We streaming live directly on my personal page on Facebook. We're streaming live on Periscope, and we're streaming live on 2 channels on YouTube. For those that want to follow any of those, one of them is Hatim Gye-Nyame. The other one is Gye-NyameJourney.com. We trying to move to the next level, but Quasi brought up a question out of this one because it still fits. You said we was pivoting, Quasi, but we actually didn't pivot. The weak warrior wearing sandals overcome the brave with a thorn in his foot. Right now, as a movement, we are facing weak warriors with sandals. We are barefooted right now.
Yeah.
We got a fucking thorn in our foot, and it's taking our motherfucking attention.
Yeah, when your feet, I'm gonna tell you something. When your feet hurt,
What he's saying is that when your feet messed up,
your whole body hurt.
Your whole body hurt. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Oh, somebody fell off. Quasi fell off. He'll call back. That's that Bluetooth shit. But anyway, Kwame, I think he might have wrote The Art of Lying because he wasn't shy about lying at all. You know what I'm saying? But he also exposed that shit that was going on in the Congo with Leopold III or whoever that bastard was from Belgium. You know what I'm saying? But you know. But you want me to read the proverb again, Allende? Because this is the one we talking about.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
the last and final proverb is: the weak warrior wearing sandals overcome the brave with a thorn in his foot.
I mean, well, that's like the classic, the mouse taking the thorn out the lion's foot. Paul.
Go ahead, explain what you mean.
You know, the
I know
the
that's
mouse
the-
befriended. Was it a mouse and a lion?
It was a mouse. It was a mouse and a lion, but it was something
Yeah,
weaker.
yeah. So
It was-
the lion would pay no attention to that mouse, but the mouse was able to help him.
Right, saved his ass. Saved his ass. Same thing with a
Save his
man.
ass. Yeah.
Because there's another one with called Androcles.
So read the proverb again. Did they fight, or did he just overcome? He became submissive to the weak warrior. Like what?
The weak warrior sound like he kicked his ass. The weak warrior wearing sandals overcomes the brave with a thorn in his foot.
So that doesn't mean combat. That doesn't mean physical combat, now.
I mean, it can. I mean, it could apply to physical or mental or whatever.
Or he might not have to fight no more because he take the thorn out his foot, and now he whooping everybody's ass for it because he's back on his feet.
Okay. Oh, so I mean, I didn't even look at it like that, but like I said,
Yeah.
it's a proverb, it's a quote.
Because you say warrior, it's just mental war. It's not just, it's not always just physical. So
Right. Warriors want
it's
experience
mental,
to
spiritual
involve in
warfare.
combat.
There's,
Conflict, my
that's
friend.
like somebody. That's like a big bully. Got somebody do his homework. Now he whooping everybody's ass for him or whatever.
He took the thorn of homework out his foot. This motherfucker's not able to whoop on everybody for him.
So
right?
you better not pick. You better not pick with him. That's my nerve.
So yeah, you know what I'm saying. All right, so I see that too. Okay, I can see that one. You know what I'm saying. But the whole point is that for preparation in some form or fashion. So you saying that the weaker warrior is able to convince the skilled warrior or help the skilled warrior and save his ass so that he will be able to defend him. And I
Right.
when I first started looking at it, because I hear your point, but when I first started looking at it, I have seen situations where an individual that because they had better equipment was able to be somebody that was better than them because they had better equipment. You know what I'm saying? They was able to beat their ass, or they was able to like, for example, I got in our community we have young people with raw mental talent, but when they get into some of these competitions like these grades and I mean these standardized tests and these debating competitions, because they are not prepared, because they have thorns in various fashions, metaphorically and possibly in some cases actual factual thorns popping off in them, they can't compete, even though talent wise they are a brave warrior. You know what I'm saying? They're ready. You know, or at least they think they're ready until they run into somebody or run into that thorn, and they got to go out here and compete. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I'm seeing this. I see this proverb activate. I seen it working in my son's lives, in my daughter's lives, because you know for a fact we done ran into some young geniuses, but then when they get out here, you be like, what happened?
Yeah.
And the thorn, the bear,
I feel like I've been there.
right. They went out into that world barefooted and stepped in those thorns. Because think about this. If I know that I got an advanced military coming at me and I find out that they are all barefooted, you don't think I'm going to go spread some thorns on that battlefield?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to do. That's what the generals, you know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to think far enough ahead to make sure that shit happens. You know what I'm saying? If I find out that my enemy has a weakness, I'm going to exploit that. Whether it's thorns in the feet or motherfuckers scared of mice or even as in an example of Kemet, they scared of cats and shit. You know what I'm saying? They worship cats or some shit like that. I'm unleashing your weakness so I can make it easier for my army to cut you into ribbons, or easier for in a mental competition for me to beat you, because that's what we there for. I'm not there. See, and what we got to realize that when we dealing with politics and we dealing with economics and we dealing with social systems, that is not a game where you go into it trying to come out with a draw. You go into that shit to win. Period. You can accept a draw, but you go into that shit with the idea of winning. And if you have to put thorns on the fucking battlefield, see, because, and I'm going to say this too, man. I was thinking about this. Because a lot of people throw my out at me a lot of times. And Lady J, this is not a shot at you, because you ain't the only one that throw that my out shit out at me. But if I'm correct, one of my out's principles is balance. And I always ask the question, can a person be too righteous?
Yeah.
If their heart was weighed on the scales, because we talk about the scale going down because it's too heavy. You know what I'm saying? Too heavy with negativity, or too heavy with sins, or too it's not practicing my eye. What if the motherfucker's heart is so light that it rises up above the balance? Is it still out of balance? And would that motherfucker be allowed to enter into the gates of paradise? Or does the heart...
Back.
Or does,
hey.
Go ahead.
I got disconnected, my bad, but I just came back at the right time, because when you talk about people that heart is too justice oriented, we got a term for them in the hood.
Suckers.
Bitch ass niggas.
Listen, but really, and then when it comes to our politics, we operate as bitch ass niggas, as you say. When it comes to our economics, we operate as a group as bitch ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? And we use this whole righteous moniker to negate. I mean, I remember reading Marcus Garvey, and it blew my mind, because I was one of those bitch ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be righteous and shit. And Marcus Garvey was like, when it got to the negotiation piece, he like, you lied to your motherfucking competition. You tell them whatever you need to get them to sign the shit so that you can hold them to the agreement. Then he said some shit like, power only respects power. And I'm sitting up here like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? It's like, boom, all this shit is new to me, but we have our competition learning this shit at a young age. You don't respect shit but power. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, we talk all this righteous shit, but when it comes to real life, and I ain't saying teaching our kids to go out here and steal and rob and lie, but we need to make sure that they understand there's a balance out here. It's a balance out here. And sometimes we sending our brave warriors to war without fucking sandals on a battlefield full of fucking thorns.
Because the thing about it is, when people claim to be so uber justice oriented, what that's probably masquerade. That's probably what that probably is it's fear masquerading under trying to use the law as a shield. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the wolf smell that shit.
Oh, the wolf smell that shit.
You can't lie to a dog. You can't sit up here and tell a wolf, that's not right, wolf. The wolf gonna fuck you up.
Because you wolfing at him.
Because you said because he what?
I can't say a wolf. I'm just
hey,
wolfing at him.
Kwame, what
that
does...
motherfucking fragrance is wolfing at him because the wolf want to eat.
Right.
He's hungry.
He take your motherfucking plate and eat you.
You try to talk to a wolf and call him by his name. You got life fucked up.
Right.
Kwame, what does...
You wolfing at him.
Kwame, what does Elder Wakesa call that? It's a morality in service of oppression. Morality. Think about this. This is why I keep on saying we need to bring Wakesa back. Morality in service of oppression. Motherfuckers will justify their oppression and use morality as the shield to protect themselves against their people and to justify their cowardice. Real talk. Real talk. See, when you're at war, you do war things. Like, for example, Amos Wilson did a talk about a group of people that part of their rites of passage for the young men was teaching them how to steal. And I ain't suggesting nobody do this shit because I don't want nobody going out Gye-Nyame. Listen, because he said that in this culture, if you, your family, or your tribe was hungry, you got to get that shit how you can. So you might need to learn how to rustle somebody else's cattle, especially if they now and generally if they're in another tribe. If they got cows and y'all need cows, are you gonna sit there and come with the righteous rap, or are you gonna go get them goddamn cows? Brother Kwame say people misapply the codes of my outside of ourselves. Wasn't meant to function as such. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things I've been telling people about the principles. We want to practice the principles as if it's a universal concept. Europeans ain't recognize our principles, never have and never will, nor should we expect them to do that. But what we need to do is to put our motherfucking foot down and have and develop the power if we don't have the power now, so that motherfuckers respect when we bring in what we bring. And we able to deal with them. Since this your board, I'm gonna operate with y'all in that way. With my people, I'm gonna practice my art. With you, I'm gonna practice isfit. You know what I'm saying? With you, I'm gonna practice unjust, because that's what you practice, motherfucker. So let's play. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, if we want to talk real warrior talk, right? You know, but then all of a sudden niggas become meiotic experts. You know what I'm saying? But everybody forget the balance, because Mayat is half justice and half injustice. That's balance, is it not? Half dark, half light. Is that balance? Is it not? You know what I'm saying? So some of y'all partial scholars out there miss me with the bullshit, because I skipped a lot of the classes, so I had to learn how to think out here, and I had to learn how to think out here. You know what I'm saying? And I had to mature and see that all of the right turns that I made ended up having me on the left side, and that's usually the losing side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, we have people throwing shit out here to try to turn us into curs and shit. When we were the most elite motherfucking battlers on the field. We ended up in this shit because we tried to expand our principles to the whole world. We tried to do this universal shit that everybody's trying to plug us into. And another piece I got, then I'm going to let somebody go. I am not a person of color. I'll stop it right there. Any questions, y'all can type that shit up. Do not categorize me as a person of color. Fuck that shit. That's one of the first things I'm squashing right now. But go ahead. Somebody else out there. I know one of y'all brothers got something to say. And Lady J is awful quiet right now. I don't know what's going on.
I'm listening.
Hey, what's up? As far as me, yo, I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest shit on this planet. I don't use to put my nuts on that shit. I'm my motherfucking nuts on the table. Hey, yo, I miss you, man. Ain't no fucking DNA out here older than my shit. I really probably should be careful, because these motherfuckers probably want to come and get me. So I know where I come from. I know who the people that like. I know, like me and my pops, man. We have our differences, man. But there is nothing in life that I am more proud of than the blood that man gave me, because that shit is special. You know what I mean? Like, I know where the fuck I come from. Like, fuck all of them labels. Don't none of that shit equate to who I am, who I know, what I know, how far back I know I go. You see what I'm saying? So I wasn't even about to say that, but that shit just came through me right now, because, yo, I love myself. I love my DNA. I love who I am. I love walking around amongst people and feeling like, man, like just looking at people and knowing that the shit going through my head, like if they could get a piece of what, just an inkling of what goes through my head, that they will have God power out here. But forget all that. The fact that I was born.
Don't forget that.
On
That's
the
some
same
powerful
day.
shit.
Say it again.
Don't forget that shit. That shit's some powerful shit.
Remember, forget it. I'll let them forget it. Like, they don't need to know. You know what I mean? But no, I was just thinking about something. The fact that I was born on the same day as Bob Marley, I always see a lot of parallels, man. That's one of my, like, I don't share blood per se. To my knowledge, I don't necessarily share blood with Bob Marley, but I share a lot of ideology with Bob Marley. And the shit that he be saying, the shit that he said, I be finding myself saying the same shit in different ways. Like, he made a song called Concrete Jungle. Mm-hmm. It just occurred to me, the conversation I was having. Actually, I was on Facebook having a conversation I ain't have no business having on Facebook, because, you know what I'm saying, people always want to suck you into some dumb shit. But what I was saying was, I was saying that we live in a jungle. We live in a jungle. Somebody's like, well, we don't live in a jungle. We live in society. And I'm like, okay, well, if we live in society, the reason we live in society is because men saw the jungle and had a vision in their mind, and they said, I am going to cut all that shit down, and I'm going to build something in place of it. So the law of the jungle that they took advantage of, that they exploited, was the survival of the fittest. They saw some shit that they wanted, and they created that shit.
What is
so
capitalism?
The only reason we don't live in a literal jungle with
we do live in a literal jungle.
And all of that shit is because the motherfuckers came through and cut it down.
No, crazy.
Exercising their jungle-like rights.
So
we live in the fucking jungle because it's always and always will be survival of the fittest.
I mean, isn't that capitalism? Isn't that capitalism? If you don't have the will to survive, you know what I'm saying? You don't go out and you don't kill, but what you do is you collect capital. The blood of your kill is the green that flows from their pockets. Rather than get the blood from their veins, you get the green blood that flow out of their pockets. That's, you know what I'm saying? We replaced the in a sense the law of the jungle with the law of capitalism. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at least this is how they live. And one of the things that make it possible for us to fall, I hate to use the term victim, but to fall for the trap of that is that we gave up our communal ideals. We gave up a lot of that shit because that's how we was able to survive in the so-called jungle or on the plains. It's the community piece. And that's what we got to get back. It's that tribal piece. We got to get it back so we can start establishing our borders. But then once we start getting into that and then we start getting either these holier than thou motherfuckers or these righteous suckers up in here. You know what I'm saying? Because, and don't get me wrong, we don't need, because like, it's certain, far as with us, it's certain shit you do not do. We have not established the boundaries of what it means to be us. You know what I'm saying? And then we can enforce the codes of Mayat or whatever. Family, I'm going to have to get up because my phone battery is about to die. But the piece is, for me,
you should be plugged in.
I ain't going to plug it in because I don't need to be on here 10th. I got to be at work in the morning and shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just got me. Y'all caught me because me and Lady J was about to close this motherfucker out. But my brothers called in and shit, and I want y'all. So I'm going to give y'all a couple minutes to do y'all thing. Get y'all shit off right now. You know what I'm saying? Because my phone about to die. So who going first? Farewell to the people. Thank you for joining us on Gye-Nyame Journey. So who going first?
Who going first to do what? What you mean?
This is your last statement for the night, man.
Shit, man, because I'm bullying. Fuck it. Yeah, I noticed some shit. You just said you was talking about the holier than thou piece, like brothers coming through with the holier than thou, basically trying to get acknowledgement. Man, I'm guilty of that shit, man. I ain't even gonna. I'm tired of fucking faking the funk, man, and like acting like I'm something and being like victim thing, man. I'm tired of the victim thing, man. I fucking do the same shit that everybody is guilty of. I do all of that shit. Anything that you can fucking name, I'm guilty of that shit.
Me too.
You know, if I'm not now, I have been. If I haven't been, I am. Or I'm probably going to be. What I'm realizing, and I'm guilty of this very other thing, is the reason why we and I are always going to that extra length to get notice and credibility is because we don't big each other up. I'm a fucking if y'all listeners, anybody listening don't know the fact that I am a fucking amazing chef. If you don't know that, then that's the fault for not bigging that shit up, or maybe it's the fault of cooking for my people too. It's definitely it's a process. You see what I'm saying? But I hang my hat on my abilities in the kitchen as much as anything. But if people ain't sitting up here like, yo, that's Quasi, that dude is, and putting that shit out there and letting people hear that and wanting to come and be like, yo, I need to try that. I'm gonna put my money out so I can hear that, or so I can try that. You see what I'm saying?
Challenge,
and
nigga. Challenge.
Not only is that me not getting to share my gifts, but that's like we could benefit greatly from the fact that I am very confident and very capable in the kitchen. You see what I'm saying?
Challenge.
And somebody else in the circle who got a gift. What you saying?
Challenge, nigga. Challenge. I'm challenged. I'm throwing it down. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. Not this Kuumba. You need to. If you don't know it, you better learn it. If not this Kuumba, I challenge you. Next Kuumba at 5 p.m. I want to be able to give my young people and the adults that show up for all the training that we're going to do next week for the warrior training. I want them to feast on some Quasi food. So, nigga, I need a budget. You know what I'm saying? Challenge, nigga. Challenge. I want to taste this shit. Because I think you're lying. How about that? I know you don't lie, but you know what I'm saying. Challenge, nigga. Challenge. And I need an affordable meal.
I love the challenge. So, matter of fact, I'm gonna get with you this weekend, and then we're gonna come up with a menu.
Yeah, hey, get me a menu. I need an affordable meal because I gotta feed these people every other week when they come through. You know what I'm saying? And as the numbers start growing, like I said, family, it's about Tribe. I would love for the Tribe to be able to have a restaurant. We got one. We got Brother Quojo's over there, but hey. Hey, you understand what I'm saying? But hey, so I ain't mean to interrupt you. But go and finish your thing before my time go up.
Nah, but thank you for bringing me back down, 'cause I was gonna get. Go ahead, I end that.
Yeah, I'm trying to have class there, like at 1:30 to 3:30 or something.
You trying?
On Saturdays.
Challenge.
Saturdays. Yeah.
You trying? Or you going to?
Yeah, I'm trying. We gonna come this weekend. I'm talking about every week.
Okay. No, it ain't this weekend. It's next weekend.
See, that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I said trying.
Oh, you want to do this weekend?
Has ended this Uber guy.
Hold on. What the hell just happened? Uber, how the fuck you gonna hang up on? I own the Uber. What the fuck? Hold on. That's messed up. See, that's when you know you're doing nation building, family. That's when you know you're doing nation building, family. This is when you know you're doing nation building.
Participant on this Uber conference.
We're going to wait for him to call back.
While we wait for the others to join.
This is how you know you're doing nation building. All right, so now. Allende is trying to do drum class from 1:30 to 3:30 on Kuumba, right? So we're going to have drum and dance. I got young people coming here this week, and it's just so happened that my boss just asked me, my second boss, just asked me to come help on Kuumba morning. So I'm going to have to be there. So we got that. Then also we got the hip-hop dance that's going to be popping off. Not this Kuumba, but next Kuumba from 12 to, I'll put the flyer out. Then this weekend, Sister Roni has her at Gore on Imani. I think it's at 10:30, where she's going to have a Kemetic temple with the meditation, the breathing, and the chanting that's going to be going on, family. Like I said, check it out. We are building here in Columbus, Ohio. And anybody that has stuff that's going on around the country that you want to announce, feel free to post it up. Now, I was hoping that my family would get back on. I don't know what the fuck is going on because it wasn't my cell phone. It was the Uber conference that hung up. That means we generating too much power. That's what it means to me. I don't know what it means to you. Shouts out to Brother Kwame. Thank you for letting me know that you out there, Brother Kwame. I appreciate you. I love you. I want to thank all those that might be listening now as well as later. And I especially want to send shouts out to those of you that's looking and listening to me 10 years from this date. What's the date today? It is 10/18/2018. So according to what I'm thinking about right now, it's 10/18/2028. And I want to thank you for carrying on the tradition. I don't know who's doing the Daily Toast at this point in time, but let them know I said thank you, and make sure you continue supporting them, all right? I don't know who's doing the tribal quotes, but whoever's doing it, I hope that you're supporting them as well. But all right, family, I was just talking to the future. That's cold as fuck. Only on Gye-Nyame Journey. So I need to remind you that you are now chilling with the congregation of the mighty. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. God damn it. This is a Heart of a Simba production, and this has been the Tribal Quotes. Well, you know, with Lady J, Brother Kwesi, Brother Allende, Brother Kwame, and all the other Daily Toasters, and then all the other G&J family, we strive to blow up your old paradigm.